Don't fall in love with your art. Sometimes the part of your painting that you love the most is the bit that you have to paint over in order for it to make any progress. Hi everyone, Diane here, welcome to my studio. Today I think I'm going to paint with my Kuretake set of Art Nouveau colours. That's this set here. I know it's been difficult for people to get hold of this, but it must be coming back into stock on Amazon by now. I think they said July, so if you haven't already got a set, now's the time to get in and order for one. Alternatively, all you need to do is use any watercolour paint and mix it with a little bit of white and you'll get something like this, because all these is just kind of semi-opaque, or use gouache, or use whatever, because whatever we're going to paint today, it's not going to be the kind of painting that needs an awful lot of specialist equipment. I'm going to use this paint. I could use any paint. I've got a nice big jar of water. I've got a round brush. This is a size 7 round. I think that's probably a good place to start. And I will be using a couple of liners, you know, this is a Tombow, this is a Stettler, this is a Winsor & Newton, something like that to do some lines with. And I'm going to start off with some blobs of different shades of pink, I think, at the bottom here. And because I'm going to try to build some flowers at the bottom here. And then my idea, which I'm sure is by no means original. I'm painting on a sheet of Etcher. I think this is Etcher. This is a watercolour block of Etcher paper. What was I saying? I'm painting on... I'm going to put some flowers of indeterminate colour on here, and then I'm going... Well, you'll see. You'll see what happens when we get there. These are the sort of shapes for the flowers. This is fun, actually, using these colours. The thing with painting is to not sort of get upset if it doesn't quite work out the way you expected, isn't it? Okay, so let's put in some nice fat leaves. And I think probably to have not too many expectations is the thing. And just go for it, really, and see what happens. We could have something like this, perhaps here. I was reading this morning a little book by Winston Churchill. I think I mentioned this the other day, I think. He was a painter as well, a bit like Prince Charles was before he became king. These people, it's always men, isn't it? I don't know why I always end up quoting men. Anyway, Winston Churchill, as you know, was a very important person in British history, and he used to relax by painting oils he painted. And he found it very relaxing. And I can't remember why I mentioned him now. I'll come back to that. I've forgotten what I was saying. Oh my God. Losing the marbles. The marbles are disappearing. Yes. So anyway, you can see what I'm doing. I'm just adding some depth here to these lines. I'm just painting a little group of floral elements. Oh, he said, don't fall in love with your painting. That's right. Don't fall in love with your painting. Zen, I'm not going to fall in love with you. Would you stop biting the flies, please? He catches them, you know. I wish he wouldn't. Don't fall in love with your art. I remember I read that somewhere else as well, apart from Winston Churchill saying something along those lines. Sometimes the part of your painting that you love the most is the bit that you have to paint over in order for it to make any progress. And, that means you mustn't fall in love with any aspect of a painting when you're doing it, because it might hold you back. So, yeah, that's true. Just need a little palette. And let's put another one up here. Very pale. And then maybe we'll do one of these empty leaves. I'm trying to paint a bit more slowly. I know some people find it a bit manic when I paint, because I tend to paint very fast. I don't know why. Probably because I always feel I've got something else I ought to be doing. I tell you what, that's a thing. That is a thing, because I remember when my children were babies, especially my son, who was born first. And I know a lot of you will be able to relate to this because you will have had children like that too. My son didn't sleep for the first 2 years of his life, and I should have had him put down. So when he did fall asleep, because of course, obviously, every now and again he did, I was always thinking, oh my God, he's going to wake up any minute. I need to get it done quick. So whatever it was that I had to do it as quickly as possible. And I was trying to run a business at the same time too, which was probably a bad idea. But there we are. You have to live. So it was kind of, oh my God, James will be awake any minute. I need to get it done quick. And I think that habit stayed with me. It was even like, I need to go to the bathroom and I have to do it really quickly because he'll wake up and he'll scream and I'll feel awful because he needs me and I won't be there because I'll be in the bathroom. Oh, it definitely sets up a pattern in your mind, which is very, very difficult then to get rid of, isn't it? If you've had a child like that. Tamsin was different. She used to go to sleep and we would forget all about her. And I remember one day we put her down in her pram. She used to sleep in her pram because she liked sleeping in her pram. We totally forgot all about her, and she slept for about 16 hours. She was all right. So, yes, I'm just doing lots of different elements of florality here. And trying to make these ones have a center, and they don't seem to want to. It keeps running. I'm using these Kuretake colors. The good thing about them is that they always sort of go together. They really match. They coordinate. That's the word. They coordinate with one another. And you can't really go very far wrong when you pick up a colour just by chance. Okay, so that's that bit done. I hope I'm recording this. I'd be jolly upset if I hadn't turned the camera on. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a kind of bird cage. And I'm just thinking maybe I should try it in pencil first before I do it in ink, just in case it goes terribly wrong. So I'll find a pencil. Sorry, I'm going to move this over a bit. Right, so let's say be careful not to touch anything because it's probably still a bit wet. I'm going to put a ring at the top here and a sort of holder thing. And then it's going to be something like this. We'll take it all the way down to here, shall we? And then bring it round like that. I didn't even have this idea until this morning, and then I was thinking about birds, caged birds and things, but okay, so that's fine. And then what we'll do is we'll put another, no, maybe it should be about there. Okay, so then we're going to bring down the wires that can compose this thingy. And then the idea is that there isn't going to be a bird inside. I think I'm going to bring this down a bit lower, like that. Yeah, you see, this is why I didn't want to do it in ink to start with. That was probably a wise decision, Diane. Be more cautious. Take your time. Do not rush. Oh, well, you always told that. People always, yeah, you see, it comes back to the same thing. Got to get it done because the baby will cry. Get over it. It's 45 years ago. Right, now, so I'm going to put a bird here. I'm going to put a little bird here. Now, let's draw the bird here, and once I've drawn the bird, then we can put the birdcage underneath him. There, that's better. That's the way to do it. Well, yes, except that's the wrong shape. It needs to go like that. It needs to go like that. As you can see, this is the first time I've ever drawn a birdcage. It's clearly obvious. I don't do this kind of thing very often, as you can see. So anyway, that'll do. Doesn't have to be symmetrical. It doesn't matter. But what I'm going to do now, I think I should probably do this in brown. So I've got the sepia, Winsor and Newton here. And let's just give it a nice curve like that. And this one, you know, left hand, right hand. Oh. Down we go. Down we go. Down we go. All the way to the bottom. That's wet. Try not to smudge. And then around here. I'm getting so sick of this pollen. It's blocking my ears up. And honestly, if anything is ever going to make me move away from the countryside, this will be it. I am seriously toying with the whole concept of living in the countryside. I am fed up with having blocked ears. Fed up. Okay, that's over. I got that out of my system. This is fun, though. I'm enjoying this. I might do more of these. Okay, now let's see if we can make these work. And up. And the ones in the middle are going to be somewhat straighter. Oh boy. I want to do this with my eyes shut. That'll do. I know there's a mistake there, but hey, who cares? if I was doing it on Procreate, I could just correct it, couldn't I? But I'm not. Right, so we're bringing down these bars on the cage. Would you call them bars? Rails? No, I don't know. What would you call that? Sometimes I think if you do things a little bit without too much forethought, it works out a little bit better than it might otherwise do. Okay, so my little bird is going to be there. I could do another one over here as well if I wanted to, couldn't I? And so we could have a kind of pattern down here. I don't know why my hand's shaking. I'm going to put it down to the allergies. Just some kind of, wire pattern of something along here. Something delicate and, Okay, let us paint the bird. He's going to be a similar sort of colour, I think. So we're getting towards the end of the Paint a Bird a Day month. This is now, where are we at the moment? If you're watching this sort of when it's new, we are 20th or 21st of June. There's the bird. Now we need to do a few more leaves and things. Next month is going to be World Watercolor Month, and there'll be a prompt sheet and everything, but we're taking part in the Doodle Watch thing, and if you go to doodlewatch.com, you will now find me there as an ambassador for Charlie, who organises the whole thing, and we've got some special a product there which is special and raising money. We don't make anything out of it, but raising money for children's art, because that's what Doodle Watch is all about. So you'll find one of my designs and a mug and a pouch over there. Very reasonable price, designed by Charlie. He's put the whole thing together. So yeah, why don't you go and have a look over there? If you've got time. So I'm just sort of increasing the amount of flowers here, waiting for him to dry. And maybe we'll put some more up the top here. So I sort of tried to keep to one theme of colours. So you'd call these, I don't know what these would be, sort of neutral, rusty yellow, beige colours. This one's slightly different, perhaps. You could do this using felt tip pens if you wanted to. You don't have to do it all with a brush if you find it a bit fiddly. But if you've got a brush that's got a good point, it's not too difficult. Zen, stop chewing your leg. I'm going to ask for some advice. Anybody out there who has tried CBD oil? I'm looking for a suggestion for a brand which is going to work for my dog. I might give it to my husband as well, but I don't tell him that. We have a dog with senile dementia, and she's starting to become very difficult. And rather than have her put to sleep yet, I was hoping I'd be able to keep her, going a bit longer by relieving her anxiety. And someone suggested using CBD oil, and I started to look, and I'm like, oh my goodness, there are so many different types. I'm not sure if I can choose. So does anyone know of a brand that I could rely on, especially anyone who's bought it in Europe, because we can't always get the same things in America, as you have much more choice than we do, I think. The French are a little bit funny about it as well. I don't know that it's entirely... I think it's legal. Well, I'm sure it is here, but I don't know whether I think you can't get the stuff that's got most strength or something. I know very little about this subject. I'm open to learning, though. So I'm just making up little floral elements here, hoping that it will look okay when it's done. When that bird's dry, we'll go back to him and put in his eye and go over his legs a little bit. Give him some feet. And just put some paint here as well. I wonder whether we need to... Do you think we need... Maybe we should just put a little bit of colour in here. This is making me want to have a bird, but if I had a bird, it would have to live outside of the cage. And if it lived outside of the cage, it would be in danger from the cats. And if it was killed by the cats, it would be very sad. Story of my life. Okay. Now, maybe it would be nice just to have a little bit of contrast in the form of a little bit of green, perhaps, maybe. Maybe here. Maybe here, just a leaf or two, perhaps. Maybe not. maybe here. You have to try these things out, don't you? You have to. Okay. No, I don't think that's too bad. And in August, we'll have Christmas. Christmas in August. I was going to do that in July, but then I found out about this Google Doodle Watch thing. So I thought, no, we'll do that in July, and we'll do the Christmas in August project. I think I'd quite like to put a few dots in green around and about, like all the best modern watercolorists. Nothing to be lost by having some dots. And when you're doing this, you will mix colours accidentally, and you'll say, oh, that's a nice green. I accidentally got that when I mixed that turquoise with that rusty colour, and oh, that's nice. I do like to mix colours. Don't like to only use them straight from the doodah, you know. Okay, let's have some pink. Nice soft pink up here. Well, I think I'm getting to the point now where I'm going to stop. What do you think? Is that enough? So we have a little bird in a cage. I think I probably could make those lines a bit darker, couldn't I? Shall I do that? Shall I make them a little bit darker? Shall I take my pen and go over that a little bit? Sometimes you just have to stop and look, don't you? Went very quiet because we're concentrating on getting the lines reasonably straight. That's better, I think. You start this and then you think, oh, why did I bother? It's the kind of thing that you might want to do more than once. She said, never having done anything quite like this before. Idea found on, in a book, actually. Found the idea in a book. Made it my own. It's not exactly original because it's, after all, a birdcage. And, yeah. So there we are. I'm going to leave it there. I think that will do for now. I enjoyed that. Hope you give it a try. I think I'd make a nice birthday card or something, wouldn't it? And if you did enjoy that, give us a like and subscribe, turn on notifications, do all the usual things, and come and visit us at dianeantone.com. The website should be up again any minute. It's been down for maintenance and improvement, but so if you go there right now, this minute, you might find it's not there, but it will be there, and etc., etc., etc. So I'm going to let you go now, and I'll see you again soon. So bye, everybody. Bye-bye.